by actually understanding robotics, we were able then to move into much more complex areas, such as optical character recognition. We have lots of paper in our business, and we've built tools now that enable us to digitize that paper flow. It's so critical to start this journey in RPA and then evolve your skills over time as you develop your competencies. But let me tell you one thing. You cannot innovate in a vacuum. It's not as simple as building a robot, throwing it out there in your workforce, and expecting all your people to be really excited about it. I think one of the biggest learnings in our journey was the fact that we took an ecosystem approach from the very get-go. And what that meant was doing everything from building crowdsourcing tools with our workforce to enable the flow of ideas, through to understanding the need to celebrate success, fail fast along the way, and invest in quality tools and infrastructure. So let's look a little bit about the workforce. As we went through this journey, one of the biggest learnings was that the impact on our workforce was going to be significant. And I think you probably all relate very much to the current state of the workforce. We're all very familiar with the pyramid structure. But as we went through this journey, more and more of our folks were managing robots. And in fact, today, the figures state that by 2020, AI is likely to affect more than 1 billion employees. The impact on the workforce is going to be significant. And here's an example of how we've moved to having robots in our organization. And as you think about the workforce, you need to think about your skills. And I love this framework that's been put together by Hackett. And this is really a view around what those skills will look like. And you probably can see that there are skills on this list that aren't typical for finance professionals. You wouldn't have thought that creativity, innovation, strategic mindset naturally went with a finance function. But in this context of this digital revolution, these skills are absolutely imperative. And here's a little example of how we went through this transition. So you can see here, just look at Sushma. You know, she was originally an accounts payable clerk in our organization. Today, she's an analytics wizard. And you can read a couple of the other quotes in terms of how we've transitioned the roles inside our organization. But we did this, as I mentioned, in the context of the ecosystem. We built labs in our offices and organizations to ensure that we had that collaborative engagement. So finally, what are those lessons that we've learned? I'm sure many of you are sitting here trying to think about, how do I get this going? First and foremost, you've got to get sponsorship for your strategy. Think about your workforce. How are you going to change those skills? You're going to need to do that along the way. You're going to have to engage your folks in this cultural journey right from the get-go. And then I would say, start small and learn to fail and fail fast and keep going. And then you've got to work with IT. You've got to figure out what that IT corridor of governance looks like. Get the processes right, and then make sure you've got the right governance. In conclusion, there's never been a more powerful time for you to think about how to structure or restructure your business. The tools are out there. Enjoy the possibility that this unique moment in history affords all of you. Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure to be with you this morning.